Some souls drift through life as if eternity were a distant whisper, but sin often grows in silence, unnoticed, until it becomes the weight that drags a person into darkness. Sloth is not merely idleness, it is the quiet surrender of the soul, the slow abandonment of purpose, and the silent refusal to rise when God calls. And when death arrives without warning, the truth becomes unavoidable. What we neglect in life may echo forever in eternity. Daniel lived a slow and aimless life. He worked from home, doing small freelance tasks, completing only what was enough to survive. His apartment was always dimly lit, curtains half closed, the world outside seemingly distant and unimportant. Daniel wasn't unkind, only detached. Days blended into nights, and nights into mornings, all without purpose or urgency. His personality was passive, gentle, yet deeply disconnected. He avoided responsibilities, postponed commitments, and rarely left his comfort zone. He believed life would somehow resolve itself, without effort, without change, without him needing to move. Sloth ruled him completely. His routine was predictable: late mornings, long hours on the couch, unfinished tasks, and promises to himself that he never kept. God reached out to him many times, through sermons he'd barely listened to, through friends who invited him to church, through the quiet tugging in his heart, urging him to seek meaning. But Daniel always said the same words: later, someday, not now. He didn't realize that not now was becoming never. A sense of quiet tragedy surrounded him long before the end. Sloth doesn't strike suddenly, it corrodes slowly. Daniel began neglecting not only his responsibilities, but his own well-being. Emotional fatigue settled in. Relationships faded. His spiritual life dried up like cracked soil untouched by rain. When a lingering pain in his chest appeared, he ignored it. He told himself it was nothing, just stress or tiredness, or something that would pass on its own. But deep down, he knew something was wrong. 2 opportunities came, clear signs of mercy. The first, his mother begged him to see a doctor after noticing his shortness of breath. Daniel almost agreed, but laziness and fear pushed the thought aside. Tomorrow, he said, though tomorrow never came. The second, he had a dream in which he stood at the edge of a burning valley, feeling heat against his face and hearing distant cries. A voice whispered, "Wake up before it is too late." He opened his eyes in terror, but instead of praying, instead of seeking help, he turned over and went back to sleep. Sloth had already chained his soul. The end was quiet. Daniel laid down to rest one evening, feeling unusually tired. The pain in his chest returned, sharper this time, but he ignored it, whispering, "It will pass." In the stillness of the night, his breathing slowed, his body relaxed, and without struggle, without sound, without realizing what was happening, Daniel slipped away in his sleep. Time released him. Eternity claimed him. Daniel opened his eyes, expecting morning light. Instead, he found himself standing in a thick, suffocating darkness. The ire burned, not like fire on skin, but like heat pressing directly against the soul. Churning flames surrounded him, moving like living winds through a vast valley of fire. Distorted silhouettes writhed in quiet, endless torment. Hands rose from the burning ground, reaching upward as if grasping for a hope that had already been lost. Distant cries echoed across the smothering atmosphere, each one hollow and filled with despair. Daniel felt utterly alone, and yet completely exposed. A whispered, trembling, Where am I?" Then the voice spoke, calm, eternal, unmistakable. It did not come from a direction. It simply existed. "Daniel, you know this place. You walked toward it your entire life." He fell to his knees. No, I didn't choose this. I just didn't care enough. I didn't know. Neglect is a choice. Daniel, you turned away from purpose, from mercy, from every call I sent to you. You allowed sloth to close your eyes, and now you awaken where eyes no longer open to the light. The flames pulsed around him, regret surged like a crushing wave. Daniel cried out, "Please, give me another chance, let me return." Just once. Eternity does not return to yesterday. What is chosen in life remains after death. Silence followed. A silence heavier than the fire. Daniel wept as the truth settled into his spirit. He saw everything clearly now. The warnings he ignored, the dreams he dismissed, the life he wasted, and the God he kept postponing. He tried to shout to the world of the living, to warn them not to repeat his mistake. But his voice vanished into the burning void. He sank into the eternal consequence of the life he neglected. Sloth feels harmless, but it slowly destroys the soul. It blinds the heart with comfort, keeps the spirit asleep, and delays repentance until there is no time left. Death does not announce itself, and eternity reflects choices made in silence as much as in action. While life breathes within us, hope remains, purpose remains, salvation remains. But after death, our choices stand forever. If this story spoke to your heart, stay with us and walk deeper into these reflections of eternity. Consider subscribing, not for numbers, but to stay close to messages that can awaken the soul. Our previous episode told the story of another life lost to silent choices. And in the next episode, you will witness someone who believed they had unlimited time until eternity revealed the truth.